Welcome to the podcast for unappreciated wrestling fans or the P.U.W.F with Alex, Coquito, Joe, B, and C.O. Deep walk in tune, our destroyer.
Ladies and gentlemen, first off, I'm trying, Kane, so many times to get your name right on the Suno thing. You keep saying Shrine or whatever, but shout out to Kane the Destroyer. Welcome to the P.U.W.F, which is the podcast on Unappreciated Wrestling Fans. Joe, we just wanted to start early to make sure that we have everyone here. Hello, like, share, subscribe. D-Walk, say hello.
What's going on? How y'all doing?
Doing good. Tonight we're gonna have some stories. We only have until exactly 9:30. At 9:30, we're gonna pop out, and then we're gonna have a live of Chuck Norris Appreciation Night. Just an intro, talk about his life, his passion, everything else. First thing coming up, let's talk about. And I know Joe's not here, and I know I'd rather just do this now before he puts the jokes in there. Congratulations to Aaron Rourke being the first ever openly gay, queer-coded, whatever you want to say or however you want to say it, champion in WWE. Now, I want to say specific things for history because we are the four pillars of wrestling knowledge. There has been no openly gay champion in WWE. There have been gay people that have been champions, but they have never been openly gay. Like, comes to mind, Pat Patterson. And if you want to look at the other company, WCW Canyon. He was gay, but he was never openly, that. And out of respect for him, I respect that. What are your thoughts, D-Walk, on the fact that WWE chose this? Like they gave him the belt. Dr. Thursday is no longer the champion. So what are your thoughts?
I was different. I mean, shit, they know what they was doing, so
Okay. Well, I get it. If Joe was here, we put like 3 or 4 like jokes.
Yeah.
He'll be here soon, ladies and gentlemen. With this, I want to say thank you for actually just WWE. Not a lot of people will say thank you, WWE, for doing this for a lot of things because they crap on a lot of things and they do a lot of crappy things, obviously. But the fact that you gave a chance to this wrestler. And it's based on the wrestler, ladies and gentlemen. I loved Canyon because he was crazy doing goofy shit, doing the Diamond Dallas Page rip-off bang stuff. I love that stuff. But not if he was now. I'm actually just D-Walk. If Canyon was in the now of the 2026, would he be openly gay or would he still? And again, no shade on him. Rest in peace. He had his own demons. But what would you think of that? Like, would he be openly gay and would he even have a push? Because he was a good wrestler. He can mimic anybody.
He was a great wrestler. He's a fantastic wrestler. I think nowadays, he'd probably open and admit it. And he might have been world champion.
And that's what I mean, ladies and gentlemen. We can't forget Darren Young. I'll never forget him because once they found out he was gay, they pushed him to the moon for 1 month. And that's it. And Aaron Rourke, shout out to you, WWE, ID, and prospect and champion. Make sure everyone hit those 11 people hit those likes and leave a comment down below. What are your thoughts on this? I'm happy for him because now in WWE Evolve, which we do evolve with P.U.W.F, we always have fun. We always do things differently. We always talk about these wrestlers based on their merit. Aaron Rourke is very flamboyant. We talked about this a couple episodes ago in P.W.F that he is similar to Goldust. Goldust was very on the line of like pushing the boundaries. This guy is not so much, but he's getting there in the sense of just being flamboyant and being out. But the wrestling is good to great. I will be respectful and say that it's, good to great. In time, he's only like under 30. He has the time.
Gold just pushed. He went over the boundary. He went over that.
Yeah. Depending on how you look at it, like I was raised in the 90s, so like he was just being the stereotypical like flamboyantly gay guy. Like that was the thing in the 90s. You bump it up to now, it can be done, but with a very good storyline behind it to get there. That's the only excuse you can have. Like you can do it, but you have to have a good storyline to get to that point in terms of acting.
And gold just was gold.
Yeah, but and the wrestling was sounds. But look, like imagine that Gold Dust here now. Like it wouldn't stand. It would be like probably canceled in a year if he kept on amping it up and amping it up and amping it up, and just dressing up like a girl, putting fake boobs on, like just really crapping on every type of society, even in jokes. And they're jokes. We have I can't translate this Buddy B, but I'll put it on the screen. There we go. Saying the same thing 4 times. I don't know what it means, but to you too. Other than that, I have the future. And think about this, ladies and gentlemen. There was the Chuck and Steve thing back in the day. There was the Mickey James, I'm a lesbian, sort of. They keep pushing the boundaries.
Yeah, Buddy speaking it.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what he means, but thank you for that, man. Well, hey, welcome, Mr. Lando Taco. Nah. His response is nah. Oh, wait a minute. And it goes right back to okay. If you can say nah, you can say the whole words and you can understand what you're saying. 20 people watching. Hello. Thinking about Mickey James, thinking about Nikki, not even Nikki Bella did that. Should female wrestlers come out if they are? I don't think there is any lesbian wrestlers in WWE. I may be wrong, and I think I am wrong. But what are your thoughts on that? Like some of them
Sonya Deville was. Sonya Deville was. Sonya Deville.
Yeah, but they milked her for all that was worth, and then they fired her after she was. Yeah, that's a bad example. Another lesbian wrestler, other than that, they could push without exploiting her like a child worker. I don't know.
Damn, Alex, that was real dumb.
That's the truth. They exploited the second they found out. They put her ass on Total Divas. They emphasized a season on her ass. And then when they realized, like, the wrestling's not that great, it's okay. Yeah. She's learning. She's a PC wrestler. And yeah, she's a PC wrestler. She's not an indie wrestler. She's a PC wrestler.
I thought you joked for a minute the way you was talking. Damn.
No. Yeah. What are your thoughts on micro wrestling? I actually like micro wrestling because they're still wrestlers. They still have to train like every other person and do everything else, and they're used as accessories most times in matches. So I do like that. Like I love micro wrestling and women's wrestling. I mean, if they do lingerie wrestling, which again, I'm not trying to be sexist, I'm trying to be equalist here. Sure. Whatever. Anything like for D-Walk, he'll have fun with that. But let's move on. Joe had his chance, and if he pops in, he'll have his time. Let's talk about our wrestlers soft in wrestling. We'll talk about Femi, ladies and gentlemen, at the end. That's called a lead up. Lately, wrestlers are getting kind of like pissed off, and if you say something in the ring, on the outside, or you leave it Twitter. But let's hear somebody just say their version of this.
But today, most of the roster looks like guys you'd run into during a trip to Walmart. They look aesthetic, they are athletic, but they don't have that it factor that makes you stand and stare. And here's the thing, it's not just the physical aspect. Wrestlers back in the day would walk through crowds literally throwing garbage at them, fans trying to stab them, and they'd brush it off like it was nothing. But today, a wrestler will have a mental breakdown over a single tweet. They'll get into Twitter feuds with fans and even get upset because their match didn't get a 5-star rating from Dave Meltzer. And to top it off, they'll go on a podcast to cry about how poorly they're being treated. So how did we get here? How did wrestlers go from larger-than-life role models to whiny crybaby?
Well, this one I can say.
Yeah.
It's an old wrestler that used to be like that, a drama queen, Michael Hickenbottom.
Okay. But it wasn't okay. Okay, that's a good one. But was he a champion?
You said was he champion?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Shawn Michaels.
As a tag partner?
No. Well, he was a single. Well, all the stuff we used with DX. But if he didn't have his way, he's going to tell to run Vince.
Okay, that's one. I guess in a sense, yeah. I mean, technically, yeah. It's a yeah. Okay. Guess the second one. We'll talk about that later. But let's go back to this. Wrestlers who are soft.
Soft as toilet paper.
Soft as toilet paper. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we both grew up in the 90s and 80s
Hey.
and 90s. 80s and
Yep.
90s, yeah, 80s, 90s. And we all grew up in wrestling. They threw batteries, they threw cups of urine. They would like throw knives at you. They would try to stab you. People have been stabbed. But then we go to 2026 now, where we go to the fact that there's video of Roxanne Perez getting mad that some wrestler said something to her, and then the other people came out to defend her. They're Cody Rhodes and especially Ricochet. Ricochet had to apologize. Now he didn't have to. Supposedly he apologized himself for the bad jigs he's saying on Twitter. It was going good for a while, but then he just went straight down. Ryback's numerous things he's ever freaking said, and Logan Paul, but that's Logan Paul in general. But let's look at this people now. People like that who are getting like butthurt over comments are just, in a sense, insecure people. And I say it like this: most wrestlers now who are between 19 and 32, specifically that age range, are very insecure. Will need attention and will watch when you're talking about them, will hover and stalk your IGs while looking at things. I've had wrestlers come, not like my stuff, but come to my stories and like look at the shit that I'm saying. Keanu Carver, especially, he's popped out every single time I've talked about him, even in a picture. Boop, he pops out every time. Freaking and shout out to Nikita. Nikita is not insecure, but she knows if someone's talking about her, that little worm in her head's gonna be like, well, what's going on? What's going on? So you're gonna go see and you're gonna go investigate and see why you're looking at this. There's nothing wrong with that. That's curiosity. Yeah. Curiosity, like the age group like me and D-Walk and Joe are, like, you have a choice. You could be curious and keep going down that rabbit hole, or you just like, don't really give a fuck about it. Keep on moving. Because life is just life.
Yep. Hey, curiosity also killed the cat too.
Why aren't the damn comments coming on mine? Hey, Cardi M, how you doing, sweetheart? So we got Ethan. Look at what's the difference between a walnut and a chickpea? Oh, I'll say the joke. What's the difference between a walnut and a chickpea? I never had a walnut on my face. That was a good joke.
That was a good.
That was a good one. But even and I'm bake. They're coming out of nowhere. What are you guys talking about? We're talking about our wrestlers soft. Hey, buddy.
Soft as toilet paper.
We're talking about how people in the wrestling industry between 19 and 32 are insecure in a sense that they look at stuff, they'll check their Instagrams, they'll stalk your stuff. Cardi M was there on when we would tag Keanu Carver or anyone from Evolve, they would pop up. And it's nothing bad in checking when they're talking about you, but it comes to a point that when do you stop? When do you stop and say, hey, I'm going to stop looking up my name and looking up this stuff? Look at Mercedes Moné. Mercedes Moné is the biggest thing. Okay, someone made it like, yes, Mr. Ethan. The thing that I want to say is, for Mercedes Moné, for the person that made that YouTube account and made that clickbait picture, and it said that he ate my vagina, that it was Mercedes Moné's face, and she got mad and that got picked up. For the fact that Tyra May Steele made a tweet about a dream that she had about like going to the Olympics, and then the next day they got fired. Like major wrestling sites picked that shit up and said it was real. And I'm like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Oh my God, like, no, it doesn't make any freaking sense. What, okay, well, not yet. We'll talk about Oba in the main event, sweetheart. We got about another 30 minutes. Now, back to this one. It's not insecure to connect with your fans base while you build it. That's how people create loyal fans. Yes. However, look at the example of Ricochet, where if someone says something bad about him, he'll fucking go dump fucking burnt earth talking shit, and now he's apologizing for the shit that he's saying. Look at Jamar Hampton. The second Hulk Hogan came out and said his, like, not the Hulk Hogan thing, he said his shit, and I believe that's the reason he got fired. The guy was a 6-star athlete, and you fire him while he was hurt on his hip got broken, and then he was back in 2 months because he's a freaking genetic freak, and then you fire him. That's what I mean. Wrestlers now are insecure in the fact and soft that when people talk about them, they're gonna talk about you. There's 9 billion people in the earth. 5 million under that are certified wrestling fans. 3 million are hardcore fans, and 1 million and probably under are the ones under the basement who take their time to write disgusting things about you because they have nothing else to do. That's the sad thing about this. In the 90s, there was no internet, there was no social media, they were just going from, but it was always, kayfabe was so alive back then. If you were an evil villain in Kentucky and you were a babyface in Chicago, someone from Kentucky came to Chicago and saw you, they would possibly fight you or try to stab you. That's the truth. I don't want to go back to that life where wrestlers were getting stabbed and hurt, but I don't want to live in this life where wrestling fans are going to people's houses. I think a wrestler was talking about, I think Elena Black said in an interview that people went to her hotel room. They found out where the fuck she was sleeping, and they were outside her fucking door. Like that's bad.
That is. And back in the day, the only time when wrestlers would get in their feelings or get mad, that's only if you say wrestling the F word about wrestling. That's when they slap the shit out of you.
But now they don't care about that. It's true what wrestlers backstage, like most wrestlers are worried about their TikToks than really listening to the business. There's not doing that right now. So wrestlers back in the day, like they either went to work and then went home, or they went to work and hanged out with the wrestlers, drove with the wrestlers, and did all that stuff. We're not doing that now.
Went to bars,
Right after you have a match, you have to go to the Instagram story and subscribe to their exclusive content to see not naked pictures, just pictures. I'm like, oh, that's great. Oh, whoop-de fucking do. But and again, that's your life. I don't want to crap on a wrestler's life, but if you get like, okay, the perfect example of a wrestler saw for Thea Hale, D-Walk. What just happened to Thea Hale? Bless you. And then how she made a like just mental breakdown video that blew up more on her Twitter than her own Twitter account. But then she's out there on TV still losing. And you know her mental's not doing well. So why do you let this affect you? Because it sucks. Wrestling, boxing, football, tennis, bowling, anything, you will always get shat on. Podcasting, you will always get shat on. There's gonna be days that's gonna fucking suck. There's gonna be days. That's the reality of all life in the universe. However, everything up to the second to the last is choice. You choose what to do. You choose who to do, and you choose how to do it. That's the reality. That's the secret of the universe, ladies and gentlemen. Just fucking do that. Anyway, we're getting 30 minutes left. Let's talk about this. The third thing. Danny Burch, one of my favorite tag teams back in NXT UK with Oney Lorcan. I guess does like a shoot and talks about when AEW just popped out. And NXT and WWE has denied this thoroughly, that they've never copied AEW. They've never done all that stuff, even though we've all seen what they were doing during that time. They were copy pasting almost everything that they were fucking doing, but they never wanted to fucking admit it. Apparently, as we're going to see right now, Danny Burch proves it.
I got there in 2017, which is when it was being filmed for the network. So we would film once a month, film 4 shows, and then they'd have 4 weeks. It wasn't until AEW got announced that then they were like, yeah, this is the greatest day ever. We're going live. And it was obviously in an attempt to try and compete with AEW. And it was always funny because everyone's like, man, we're going to crush them. You know, because Sean used to say, oh, well, you're just working guys that we didn't want and blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there in the back thinking, well, actually, no, technically we're going up against the likes of Chris Jericho and people like that.
Right.
And they, you know, and they weren't concerned with what we were doing. You know, we would have 2 TVs in Gorilla, and they would be watching AEW, and then they would be trying to change the show to compete with what they were doing. Yeah, I never forget. So like, we were scheduled, me and my tag partner, we were scheduled to have a 30-minute main event, and I was really excited about it. We had 3 segments, and I was like, man, we're really going to be, you know, we were tag champs. We were going to get to go out there and really kill it. And then because they were watching and they heard that there was like a women's match on first, they cut us to 10 minutes with entrances and said, you guys are going to go on first so we can like steal the opening stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
So when they turned around and said, well, we were never in competition, you're full of it. Yes, you were.
Okay.
Well, we brought that up. We brought that up this week, Renee, over on the Masters of Wrestling. Martin and I put out a video where now it's been exposed that WWE to this day are still paying people to watch AEW, to snoop on their product and give them the tidbits.
Well, shit, they got eyes in you.
We fucking knew it. Joe, I wish you were here because we fucking knew it. Joe's been saying it. They've been watching our shit. They've been copying our shit. They've been doing our shit. And there we go. Like a fucking CIA fucking group of hell. You're telling me, and they're getting this proof. There's actually, if you go back and look online, there's pictures of like in gorilla position in WWE of them watching AEW side by side. This is not fake. This is actually true. It's so sad that they did this. We're going to beat them. Like, it's right. You had Chris Jericho, the start of Orange Cassidy. You had, you know, all that stuff.
Hey, Joe said he'd be home in 10 minutes.
That's good. We're here till 9:30, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
The irony of paying people to watch the other product. That's true. But that proves something, Cardi. That proves something else, Cardi. By the way, if Cardi's there, that means your sister's there too. I want to say this out loud. Cardi M, a member of the P.U.W.F, which is Invisible Woman, has been integral in Evolve with P.U.W.F. And you are blessed, sister of Cardala, to be in her presence. Hopefully no fights happen. Love you, Cardi. Now,
I got another question for you.
Yeah.
You remember when Jay Cargill had that stable in AEW?
Yeah.
They doing it all over again now.
Of course.
It's Jay Cargill. Yeah, it's Jay Cargill, Mishin, and B-Fab.
Yeah. You know what's funny? The only place that they're not copying storylines is Evolve.
Yeah.
There's no way. Like, there's no way. And I watched AEW up until like 2022. Unless they're watching it now and they're doing the same thing, there's no way anybody's copying the storylines. Oh, the fuck over there. They don't have an It's Call. They don't have a openly gay champion. They don't have Nikita. I don't give a shit what the fuck anyone says. There is no Nikita version of AEW. There's just Nikita in NXT. That's it. It's like when I say these wrestlers are their own entities, they are a singular point in the universe, ladies and gentlemen. You can go through multiple universes. There's always just one of that. There's one It's Gall. There's one Nikita. There's one Cappuccino Jones. There's one Mike Cunningham, sunglasses up, sunglasses off. It actually says that, D-Walk. And there's just crazy people. Either way, back to this. Danny Burch, you say this now. Now. Why now? I mean, you've been out of the... You've been gone from the company for like 4 years, I think. About 4 or 3 years. And you bring this up now? Why? So what's your thoughts on that? The fact that we talked about this when like we didn't know each other, but you knew back in those days. Yeah, it was like 2019, back and forth. Your thoughts?
I thought it was waited a little too long for that one. What's the reason for it, though? What's the reason all of a sudden now you say it?
It makes no sense. Why now? Why of all the years you say this now? And like, yes, we've always suspected, but now we kind of like from this podcast we get proof that WWE is just paying people to watch other things and other podcasts, and these motherfuckers are not tagging us or whatever because it's just easier just to steal than to just credit. But yet, when you look at reactors getting all these videos of like Dub, Ross, The Chosen, and Dub, they're like in the clutch. And I feel bad for them because like they're all happy and shit. Like, oh, we get to pop out on TV all the time. Yeah, whatever, get reactions. But when it comes to a point that they don't even tell you, they don't tell them. So they get surprised too at the same time. But then it comes to a point like, hey, when you guys gonna tell us? When you guys gonna pay us? Really, because you keep showing, they keep looking that you can like, oh, it's in a public. And again, the excuse is, oh, you're using a public platform, so therefore, since it's public, I can use it too. They're basically doing what every podcaster does around the world. They take one thing, take it for themselves, and then says it's theirs.
Yeah.
And it's not, and I get it to a certain point. It's not cool. Shallow Hill kind of reminded me of that because when we started putting videos on my channel, like he just stopped commenting. I'm like, okay. And then he got mad again. Another person with possible insecurities got mad that people were taking his videos but not tagging him. Like he got mad at that for a good minute. So with all this being said and done, WWE, just be honest. You're a multi-billion-dollar company, as you say. You can just acknowledge some people. Get some credibility back, because at this moment right now, SmackDown is dying, NXT is dying. Raw is the only thing that you got going right now. Ronda Rousey is an AEW, so therefore that's a failure for your part that you let that woman go over there instead of like just buying her out. But then she hates the place that she was at, therefore you can't get her back.
Nope.
See the problem here, boss? Guys, that's the problem with this shit. There's a big ass fucking problem.
But I think if Vince come back, she won't have no issue with it.
That's the thing that I keep hearing Vince comes back. Vince comes back. Vince was doing a lot of fucking crazy shit, wasting millions of dollars on NDA thing. Again, this is all documented. This is not hearsay. You want to bring him back to, bring some ideas back. That's great. But then you have to go back to the same thing all over again. He's going to do some nasty shit. He's going to make millions of dollars off the board to do some crazy shit. That millions off the board will take away wrestlers that might have a prospect. He might just go back to the same thing of, oh, Roman Reigns, you're not part-time anymore. You're going to be full-time. And then Cody, you're going to be here for, like, that's the problem. Anyone that talks shit about him, that talks shit, he'll burn them all.
But one thing I can say was they weren't broke when Vince, they weren't broke. They were $3.5 trillion down the hole.
Yeah, but they weren't good either. Let's talk about that. They weren't good since when I started watching in 2013, only because of the Daniel Bryan thing. That was not his idea. It was the fans that made him do the idea. Everything else was a bad idea. Bray Wyatt was not a bad idea, but Bray Wyatt was a Bray Wyatt idea with creative control for himself. That does not, like, he goes to Vince and Vince can only say yes or no to the ideas that he says. That's it. That's the difference. He doesn't have to say yes or no to Vince. Vince has to say yes or no to him. Big difference. But then you look at the Suffering Succotash. Look at the fucking squash matches that Ryback used to. I don't like that. If Vince comes back, you'll get some good ideas, but the roster is going to get fucking wiped off the map with a nuclear bomb for the people that were against him. You know that, D-Walk.
Yeah, I honestly feel he'll do a better job than Triple H right now, because right now Triple H sucks.
I know, but guess what? That's the cards that you were dealt. Hey, whatever Triple H is doing wrong, it's making Evolve go right. That's the thing that not be NXT sucks because they do this by a weekly basis and it sucks. They
Shawn
know
Michaels can't really see.
No, he can't. And
one is eye going this way, the other one going that way.
I know, but here's the thing though, too. You own AAA and people are watching it, but you got to be up in the middle of the night. Evolve is free on a free app, yet we don't know what the numbers are, and we don't know if it's even growing. That's always like it's like going to a bakery that you know it's good, but there's a wrecking ball right next to that place that's scheduled to destroy it, but you don't know when that's going to happen. So you just go there every week expecting it to be gone, but it's not gone this week. Oh, cool! I got to have another donut, and you go back the next week. You go like that's what I'm scared of Evolve. What's gonna happen in the next 2 years? Tony Khan is cutting people. We know this. There's some cuts coming. It's been rumored of that once again.
But I'm just hoping. I'm just hoping Evolve don't. They kind of calling wrestlers up too fast. I'm hoping for whatever wrestler they lose, they get some wrestler that's better or on the same category as them.
what Tony Khan is doing, he's doing a feeder system, which I understand what like he's really literally doing a feeder system. If let's say he fires like maybe if there's a great exodus, which is supposed to happen, let's say 6 people leave, right? Hypothetically 6. A few from NXT, a couple from Evolve, and like maybe a main roster guy, right? Give me a second. We got a comment here. Something tells me that they switched around rankings because LFG is doing better, but only because it's on paid platform LBR. I don't know. I'm sorry, Cardell. I don't speak Philadelphian.
LFG. LBR.
LBR. Yes, because everything's on a paid promotion. Tubi is not a paid promotion, but it's still getting noticed that it has a sponsorship by the general. I like that at least. But the fact that, back to what I was saying. Oh, let's be real. Okay, let's see. That's some Philadelphia talk right there. Let's be real. See, you and I are like LBR. Okay, sure, like Wawa. What was I saying? Damn it! See, this one got me train of thought all over the place. I was talking about wrestlers, and if they fired 6, right? Boom, they fired 6. Everyone's gone. They've already I think they've already announced 11 people that they just hired, plus 2 to 3 indie. They got Nikki Blackheart. They got a couple other people. They have people that got fired that look just like him, like Dane Henderson. What they're doing is what was that movie with the bugs? Starship Troopers. More meat for the grinder. Yeah, more meat for the grinder. Dump them out, and you get new ones. We already have 4 people that are like, one's a reality person, one's a bot. We already have Holyfield's son. He's a wrestler that they're gonna push him to the moon, even if he sucks. They just signed and hired Dean Malenko's daughter.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And she's already a wrestler. She's not like, oh, I'm gonna train to be a wrestler. Like, no, my dad's Dean Malenko, and I am a wrestler. So
I think she'll be a good wrestler. If she be like a female version of her dad, she gonna be crazy.
And that's the thing, but that's the thing that scares me. Like, I think Hear These Thoughts on the Evolve Effect said this best. Like, if she comes in, will she be in Evolve or will she go to the Birthright?
I sent her to NXT. No, is she like Dean Malenko? Yeah. If she like Dean Malenko, she gonna be like, she'll call the woman of 1,000 hoes. That's gonna be
Okay, but then I would put her in Evolve, because, like, for example, if you just hired her, that means she'll pop up somewhere in about 3 months, no matter what. Put her in Evolve, let her wrestle the Olympian, let her beat the Olympian, let her make a name down there like Kendall Gray did, and then you come to NXT. Again, you're Malenko's daughter. That's great, but only hardcore fans know who Malenko's daughter is.
Yeah,
like, that's the problem. You want to make your name out there, and I hope they don't change her name. Just let her be Malenko. Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy for a fucking name. Oh, speaking of the name of the man, Mr. Joe. Hey, sir. Sir. Uh-oh. D-Walk, say something, unless I'm muted.
Something.
Okay. Joe, we can't hear you.
That's because I'm not talking.
Oh, son of a bitch. Hello, Joe.
What's up?
Hey, that was a good one.
I know. We're about like 15 minutes until we finish this. We're just doing this till 9:30, and then you guys have the Chuck Norris appreciation episode.
Are we up to the part where we're going to talk about the homo?
Okay, yeah, and I knew that's where we started. Okay, and let's do this again. Joe BNCO, what are your thoughts on Aaron Work being supposedly the first, but D-Walk said he's like the second, but the first ever openly gay wrestler to have a championship? Your thoughts?
Another homo champion.
Who was the first one?
Huh?
Who was the first?
Adrian Adonis.
He was open about it?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Look at that.
Adrian Adonis was an openly gay man.
This ought to be
his whole gimmick was surrounded around homosexuality.
He was in WWE?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. See, you learn something every day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for that, Joe.
Also, Darren Young was also a former tag team champion. He was also openly gay.
Yeah, see, it does count if you're millions of dollars actually won a tag team belt.
Yeah, tag team title.
Yeah, they were tag champions. Yes, him and Titus.
Wow. Okay, so now the current. Then we have to say the current one, because I was talking to D-Walk about this. I'm like, and you know this too, Joe. Canyon was gay, but he wasn't open about it because obviously of the times.
Pat Patterson also was gay and not open about it.
Yeah, not open about it. But what would happen if those two wrestlers in their prime would be in 2026? Would they benefit being openly gay? Because Canyon, if he could, because again, Canyon had his mental issues and everything else and depression, and we don't know because of him hiding. We don't know that, but like I kind of want to feel in a positive way that if he was alive now and growing up now in his prime now, he would benefit just being open about it, like not being scared. Obviously, I
mean, you don't want to be scared about talking about your sexuality, but again, your sexuality shouldn't have to do with your performance. But in the world that we are speaking of, which is professional wrestling, being openly gay is not always the wisest thing.
True. As
you're a man touching other men, and other men are going to feel a way about it. So that's going to isolate you a little bit.
Yeah. And
I'm not saying that to downgrade him or anything. I've watched him. I looked up him. I watched the match. I watched his gimmick. His gimmick is flamboyant and fucking faggy as fuck.
I'm sorry, everybody.
So in that case, in this case, I got a question. How do y'all feel about Nyla Rose?
He looks like the what's that? Wait, what's that one guy's? Oh man,
who?
It was an episode of Law and Order. It was Teddy's Playground, where they had openly gay. There was a gay kid that was molested. Molesting other kids, and then the girl that was doing the movies with the guy's name was Teddy, and they found him, and it looks just like Aaron Rourke.
Okay, well, no, that's your view, and I respect it because I love you. And I will say this. Yeah,
he
you are
sucks,
right about that.
He also sucks. By the way, I watched the match.
Yeah,
so many late hits, early hits.
Yeah.
So many botches. The match was so terrible.
Yeah.
How terrible was it, Joe?
It was fucking horrible. And the ending was shit.
Oh, what are you talking about? Nice little spear into the Molly Holly finisher.
Come on, bro.
It was a good Molly Holly finisher. I liked it.
Come on, man.
I liked it. I like the character. Like
you're supposed to be a man. You're supposed to be a man, and you're doing a bitch move.
Wait a minute. He said it in his bio. His inspiration is Lita. Like his favorite wrestler was actually Lita, not the other male wrestlers. It actually was Lita growing up. So Lita.
Okay, so he's a real homo.
Hey, that's just like watching Kane do the Hurricane Run.
No, it was worse than that. It's bad when you look at Nyla Rose and feel like she's more of a man than this guy is.
Damn.
But here we go from the Noir Project or Cardi-M. Watch his other matches, Joe. He's a decent wrestler and can hold his own.
I watched his independent stuff before he even made it to Evolve.
Yeah,
I went and looked up his video. I went and looked up his stuff before he went to Evolve. I looked up his stuff from other federations. I looked up his stuff in Evolve as well. I did my homework on the guy. It's not like I watched a couple minutes of that one match and that was all I watched.
Yeah, and actually, right here, Cardi-M says it. If he did watch his vignettes, he's inspired by the diva wrestling era and women's wrestling. That's specifically was his like he was I think early 20s, late 19s when Total Divas came out, like around that time.
He's one of those guys that shoves his penis in between his legs and says, I'm so pretty. I'm so pretty.
That's a movie that Cardi has not seen. But I want to say this. Though about before we get to the next subject, because I just want to talk about this. Look, openly gay or not, but you made a good point. Sonya Deville was also an openly gay person that got stalked and everything else. But I always say that she got shafted at the end. I'm like, all this happens, and then you bring her back for a little bit, and then bye. And again, if she's a bad wrestler, okay, then show her on TV so the world can say, yeah, we know why she got fired. But keeping her away in a box for so long and then popping her out on the tail end of her career, it's kind of fucked up. Like that's
in TNA.
Yeah, now for a short contract, not a long contract, a short contract, like about she has 2 more months, and then either they renew it or so I want to say that. For everyone else that is openly gay, for anyone else that wants to expire, do the work. Okay, that's what I want to say.
D-Walk, Nyla Rose isn't is transgender.
Yes. Yes.
That's another sickness. That's another sickness all in itself.
Next subject. Before we go to the next thing. This is something that your thoughts on this, Joe. I'll put this clip right now so we can just go on to the next one.
But today, most of the roster looks like guys you'd run into during a trip to Walmart. They look aesthetic, they are athletic, but they don't have that it factor that makes you stand and stare. And here's the thing, it's not just the physical aspect. Wrestlers back in the day would walk through crowds literally throwing garbage at them, fans trying to stab them, and they'd brush it off like it was nothing. But today, a wrestler will have a mental breakdown over a single tweet. They'll get into Twitter feuds with fans and even get upset because their match didn't get a 5-star rating from Dave Meltzer. And to top it off, they'll go on a podcast to cry about how poorly they're being treated. So how did we get here? How did wrestlers go from larger-than-life role models to whiny crybabies?
How did we get here? Almost.
Yeah. Okay, no. First off, how do we get here? Insecure teenagers and adults that
how do we get
attention.
Here?
Yes.
How did we get here? Liberals. That's how we got here.
Okay, first off,
liberal crybaby motherfuckers in this world that cry about everything that they fucking do, and want participation trophies for everything just for fucking being in the game and not winning shit. This is where the problem lies. Okay. Bullying that happens at school, and you're told to do nothing about it and not fight about it.
Yeah,
and because if you fight to punch a bully in the face, you get thrown out of school.
Yeah, but this
is the problem with the world.
Yes,
this is where wrestling comes in.
But to counteract that, growing up at the same time frame as you, up until 2015, media, music, everything was based on whatever the fuck we want to say. We can fucking say it. I just rewatched Land of the Lost from 2008. Holy shit, that was just wrong on so many levels. No, the movie with Will Ferrell and Danny McBride.
Go back and watch the movie. Go back and watch the TV show from the early 2000s.
I loved it. I actually did. Actually, it was way better than the movie. Again, way better than the movie, ladies and gentlemen. Like it was bad, bad, and it was just culturally incorrect on so many things. But I want to say is this: people now, just people now, it bothers me that you get insecure. We talked about Ricochet. We talked about Ricochet that he apologized. The company didn't force him to apologize. He apologized for what he said on everything else. But then you look at Roxanne Perez. Yes,
have some goddamn thick skin. If you're gonna jump on social media and fucking go after somebody, you better have some fucking thick skin. Don't be a bitch about it.
Yes.
And if someone makes fun of your disability because you're out there fucking poking the bear, don't fucking be like, oh, I'm a victim now. Oh. Go cry in a fucking corner somewhere. Go somebody who's gonna give a shit. Matter of fact, go hang yourself, because that's about all you're fucking good for.
You and Joe should be on a how do we get here? Men thinking with their big dicks in their wallets. Yeah, basically the wrestling in the last.
And guess what? Men thinking with their dicks in their wallets was doing great for the economy beforehand.
Yeah. But let's get back.
Never had issues.
Yeah. Never had issues. But here's something. By the way, D-Walk, we never even got to the main event, but we're gonna get to the main event now. So we're just gonna squeeze this in here. Oba Femi.
That's what Aaron Rourke said.
Oh my god, but I'm bummed. Aaron Rourke. Damn it, not Aaron Rourke. Oba Femi has been said on the Stephanie McMahon podcast of just whatever that he looked up to these three people back in the day. He didn't say now, but he said back in the day. He said Elon Musk, he said Joe Rogan, and then John Diggins. I don't know who John Diggins is, but whatever. From that point, apparently, right after this, people are trying to cancel Oba, calling him a fucking MAGA, calling him a fucking thing, and Joe knows my political stance, and I'm gonna say this as quick as possible. You motherfuckers are trying to find any excuse just to let Brock not lose. Any fucking excuse. Is that how deep this pettiness is of the wrestling community? It doesn't matter.
No. That's how deep. This is how deep the hatred for MAGA goes, because people think MAGA are fucking goddamn racist fucking assholes that that shouldn't have an opinion on anything, and that are just fucking crazy lunatic fringe people.
And I've always said this before, and I'll say this right now if I've never said it before. Racism has no color, no age, no gender, no political party. There's racism on both sides all around the world, under a tree and a mouse's mouth. Because the fact of the matter is, when you try to find a reason for a credible wrestler who's been taking 2 years to do his storyline, all three of us don't like NXT as a whole, but all three of us can agree Oba's storyline has been beautiful, except for the Ricky Starks thing. Other than that crap,
you had to bring that up. Oh man,
it's true.
We booked most of Oba's. We sat here and said what was going to happen for most of Oba's shit, including when he laid the fucking title down.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we'll talk about that clip too, because it's just been proven that WWE, and you said it too, Joe. So now we have proof and validation of our own lives that WWE are paying people to watch other shows, to find other things, to find tidbits of information and get things on that. So basically, Joe, everything that you said for the last 2 years has been stolen from WWE and put on the fucking show.
Yep.
I'm sorry for that, sir. I'm sorry for that, sir.
And not even given an ounce of credit.
Nope. Not one fucking ounce. We have been busting our asses for 2 years, and that's why I want to tell everybody, ladies and gentlemen, Joe Bienso, if you go back to the very first episodes of this channel, even before in NXT, on Mr. Flint 810 on YouTube, go over there and see yourself. Joe has said it time and time again. This is gonna fucking happen. It happened. This is gonna fucking happen. It happens. And it's getting really ridiculous that you won't give us credit. You will get the same reactors in the clutch, all these other people, the same people over and over again. Oh my god. But why won't you be an honest company and say, hey, like us saying, hey, this is a good match, but this fucking sucked. Oh, this is a good wrestler, this fucking sucked.
Because we don't suck on the fucking E's left nut. That's why. Exactly. We're not sucking their dick. That's why. We're not like, oh, this is the greatest program of all time.
No. Now, Joe, question. Should Brock lose to WrestleMania by Oba? Let's just be honest here. Like, just as a booker, you're looking at Oba as a monster. You know his stats. You're looking at Brock. This is his last year. He has admitted it.
No.
Why?
Because you have Brock win by cheating.
That's what we said in the Evolve effect.
Because it shows it shows he needed to cheat to beat Oba.
Okay. Yeah, that's what we said.
Oba doesn't lose fairly.
Okay.
Or
yeah.
What if they fuck it up and fucking do a big show and Brock Lesnar suplex on the ropes and everything, and the ropes collapse?
That would be beautiful. But that would be beautiful. But me and EOD and Hear These Thoughts said it on the Evolve effect. Check that out on the Wrestling Super Friendos Network. Shameless plug. That two versions are going to happen. Either Oba destroys Brock in 2 minutes, like literally a reverse Brock, or
it won't happen.
I know. Or, as you said right now, Joe, he low blows. Just low blows, and the ref doesn't see it, and then he does the F5. People in WrestleMania are pissed. They're booing the shit out of him. But you make Brock the one thing that he's been trying to do for years, a heel that people will actually boo for. Because no one boos Brock. No one has booed Brock for years.
No one's booing Orton.
Himself. Huh?
No one's booing Orton.
Of course not, because it's fucking Orton. When you have a badass finisher, why would you get booed? Like, people will boo Cody. Cody buries his own damn self.
Because everything he's done, they're trying to build him up as a heel. They even had him break Matt Cardona's arm on Friday night.
Beautiful. He has to destroy Jelly Roll. I don't know why he's letting Jelly Roll touch him. I saw that clip. I'm like, you have to destroy him. You have to say, I don't believe in God. And just
Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll's going to WrestleMania. That's why.
Oh yeah, him and Royce. What is it? Rolls Royce versus
No. That's changed now. That's changed now.
Yeah.
What happened? What?
That might not be Royce Keys no more. It might be Jelly Roll and Kit Wilson 1-on-1.
Oh God. Here's a question.
What did Royce Keys keep doing?
He wasn't on SmackDown.
He is the most best paid wrestler ever doing nothing. He's getting paid, ladies and gentlemen, right now, sitting. He's not in house matches. He's not doing main event. He's literally sitting in his house getting paid. Danhausen's
got a better gimmick.
Yeah. And that's Dan. That's just sad to say, because that's Dan. I mean, I don't know. No disrespect to Danhausen.
He just walks around talking, pointing, and giving T-shirts.
That's it. And he gets paid relatively well, enough to be like not in AEW anymore. So I give him that.
Not only that, he owns the rights to everything, including his face paint, his name, his music. He owns the rights to everything. So WWE cannot cash in on any of it.
Because they realize, like, if we do that, he'll haunt us forever. He'll literally curse us with lawyer fees.
And he goaded. That's
why he needs to be in it. They got to put him in the Hall of Fame this year. He's going to curse Triple H.
Yeah, but I want to ask you this question, Joe. Just a quick question, because you're the one that broke it on the chat. Dean Malenko's daughter, should she be in the birthright? Should she go to NXT, or should she go to Evolve? I'm not putting her in LFG because that would be a spit in her face.
Birthright.
Why?
Right away. Because you can have her team up with Ariana Grace to go for the women's tag titles.
Okay. My argument with that is
take the women's tag team titles off the main roster from the Bellas.
Yeah.
Because the Bellas are going to win it at WrestleMania. And then you can have them dethrone the Bellas, like destroy the Bellas.
Yeah.
And then go on a long run as women's tag champions.
Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't going to be Ariana and Dean Malenko's daughter, I would say Ariana and Nikita. Those two are just perfectly gold as a tag. But I actually, my argument was like, I would like to go. Like, I would like her to go to Evolve, because again, a very small amount of people would know that Dean Malenko's daughter. They'll bring it up in commentary. That's fine, but that's not the same as like knowing that that's, as D-Walk says, the daughter of 1,000 holds. So what I would do is just put her in Evolve, make her get a name like Kendall Gray. It might blow up like Kendall Gray. Like, she just might be like a superstar out of nowhere, like a diamond in the rough. I've never seen her wrestle, but she is a wrestler. She's not a person going to the PC to learn to wrestle. She is already a wrestler. What?
She could already out wrestle probably half the men. She could probably out wrestle the entire Evolve roster.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. I'm kind of scared. Like, you put her in NXT with a birthright. Yeah, you'll be in the women's tag team, but then you lock her in the women's tag team for as long as you can. And that's what I don't want to happen.
What you do is you have them win all the gold.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you have Regal.
You could have Ariana Grace win the North American women's title, and have and then you can have Malenko's daughter win the world title.
Mm-hmm. Also, I have this weird prediction, and it might come true because I know they're gonna steal this too. I think Regal is coming back as general manager as NXT. I have this weird feeling.
Would make sense, and then they have control over the show.
Yeah. The way he talked to Stone on NXT is like, oh, I'm going to talk to Shawn Michaels to make sure you're permanent. But then when Stone was all happy looking at the camera, like Regal had this like, oh, I'm going to fuck you up smirk. I'm like, I've seen that fucking face before, Regal. Like, you're planning something. Don't know what it is, but if that would to bring ratings back, Regal as NXT manager would bring people back to watch NXT just to see Regal. That's probably what they need. They probably test. What I'm guessing is that they're testing it with Stone. They're like, okay, Stone, you got some new ideas. Let's put it out there. Like, this, your name's gonna be out there. He's like, yeah, sure, I'm fine with that. And then they're testing it, and if it works, he stays. If he doesn't, Regal. Either way,
you know, birthright, and this is another thing we talked about a long time ago.
Yeah.
We said that we talked about and said that they should do a group with all these guys that are second, third generation wrestlers.
Yeah,
put them together as a group.
Yep, it's just so weird. Like, oh, second, third, like the best of the best, kids are the best, and then Stacks. And he's just,
you could just say Stacks is Johnny the Bull's son.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I guess.
He looks just like him.
He does. Like you could make this whole storyline where he says it, and then Johnny the Bull's son actually comes out like that. That's you're not my dad. Like, yo, well, I'm a better son than you ever was, and I'm not. You know, that works too. They get the heat. Also, that's it right now, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna switch straight up to the Chuck Norris appreciation episode. Oba Femi is not a fucking MAGA guy. Oba Femi is not like, doesn't matter. Let him fight Brock. Let him finish the fucking story.
Who cares if he is anyway?
Yeah, exactly.
Political views are political views. If you want to be if you are a Trump supporter, who cares?
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of the fire. Hey,
There's Kane. There's Kane.
Joe.
This is like this. It's just like
the
this.
actions.
Yeah. Like,
what's good? What y'all talking about, man?
We were literally about to say goodbye and then switch up to the other show for the Kane. So for the Chuck Norris appreciation night.
Chuck Norris. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's my dog.
I got the intro. I got the intro ready to go and everything. So we'll just let's just say goodbye here, and then you guys can go straight to the live. Let's just and Kane, what it do? I love shout out to the Cardium. Got a new intro for you guys. I want to say thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for passing by. For Oba Femi, do your thing. For all the soft wrestlers out there who are mad about insecurities, that's your damn problem. For Danny Burch saying about the AEW NXT thing, I don't really give a shit about that because that was like 7 years ago. Don't care about that anymore. And I don't. And for everyone else, say what?
AEW NXT thing. What?
Yeah, well, okay, now we can't go, ladies and gentlemen. No, since Kane, now you're here perfectly. Danny Bird said this. Here we go. We got to watch this one more time. Then we'll have your thoughts, and we're out of here. Here we go.
Sorry, I
got there in 2017, which is when it was being filmed for the network. So we would film once a month, film 4 shows, and then they'd have 4 weeks. It wasn't until AEW got announced that then they were like, "Yeah, this is the greatest day ever. We're going live," and it was obviously in an attempt to try and compete with AEW. And it was always funny because everyone's like, "Man, we're going to crush them," you know, because Sean used to say, "Oh, well, you're just working guys that we didn't want," and blah blah blah. And I'm sitting there in the back thinking, well, actually, no, technically, we're going up against the likes of Chris Jericho and people like that.
Right.
And they, you know, and they weren't concerned with what we were doing. You know, we would have 2 TVs in Gorilla, and they would be watching AEW, and then they would be trying to change the show to compete with what they were doing. Yeah, I never forget. So, like, we were scheduled, me and my tag partner, we were scheduled to have a 30-minute main event, and I was really excited about it. We had 3 segments, and I was like, man, we're really going to be, you know, we were tag champs. We were going to go out there and really kill it. And then because they were watching and they heard that there was like a women's match on first, they cut us to 10 minutes with entrances and said, "You guys are going to go on first so we can like steal the opening stuff." Yeah.
Wow.
So when they turned around and said, "Well, we were never in competition," you're full of it. Yes, you were.
Okay.
Well, we brought that up. We brought that up this week, Renee, over on the Masters of Wrestling. Martin and I put out a video where now it's been exposed that WWE to this day are still paying people to watch AEW, to snoop on their product and give them the tidbits.
Well, shit, they got eyes in you.
Been saying it for years.
But I said, Joe, when you came in, and Joe and Kane talk about it, the fact, and there's pictures, there's proof that they've done this, that they were watching AEW during NXT at the same time. So we'll go Kane and then Joe second. Kane, what are your thoughts on? By the way, that was Danny Burch, tag partner with Owen Lorcan. What are your thoughts on him saying that? And what are your thoughts on him saying that now after so many years, and that the fact that they're still doing it, they are still paying people to watch and steal and take the ideas for themselves and no credit. Joe has been proven right 1,000 times because of that.
Man, we've been saying this stuff, man. We've been saying this for a long time. This nothing new to us and to the viewers that have been watching. But man, we knew this stuff, man. Man, they've been doing it for years. They've been peeping out, I guess, trying to make sure, you got to keep an eye on your competition. You know what I mean? So the fact that now this is news to me. The fact that they're paying people, they literally, because we were just throwing it out there, but They literally is paying people, and it is receipts talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that is crazy, but not surprising whatsoever.
Go on, Joe.
Well, first off, let me go ahead and give one person credit, Nikita Lyons.
Yep.
Because she actually shares our stuff on her page. She actually appreciates what we do, and that we talk about her, and we have been backing her, and we talk about the product, and she shares our stuff on her page. So she is the only one that I could actually give credit to, because she actually did that. But as far as WWE as a whole, y'all some thieving motherfuckers, boy.
Man, thirsty as hell.
Y'all robbing motherfuckers, just like from Beyond the Mat, when those two guys were there fucking having a match, and you're back there watching. Oh, I'm gonna steal that. I'm gonna steal that.
Yeah.
Thieving motherfuckers, and they're just robbing, ripping off fucking AEW anyway. Look what happened with Jay the other night.
Mm-hmm. I said
Oh,
that
look,
earlier.
they got the baddies. I said they were doing that last week. I told D-Walk last week, I said, watch, the baddies are going to come in. It's probably going to be B-Fab and Meechin.
Yeah.
And then what happened last night?
B-Fab and Meechin.
Yep.
D-Walk called me up. He's like, you fucking called that shit. I was like, yeah, I did. Saw it coming a mile away.
Yeah. No,
we haven't
quick miles away.
Quick paste.
50 miles away.
It bothers us more, just like Cade said it, and Joe, like, it bothers us more that you're paying people to watch our shit. We know,
and you can't even give us acknowledgement.
What a surprise that the greatest example was the Evolve podcast. We talked about the mystery opponent attacking people. I'm like, it has to be this or this, and then sure enough, they had the plan for that. Everything that we've been saying for a year has been either slushed in a fucking storyline. We don't even talk about Raw or SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen. We don't give a fuck about that. AEW talk is Joe's like corner of heaven, and he talks about that. And what a surprise, you guys keep fucking stealing shit over and over and over and over and over and over again. Just acknowledge. And we were talking about that. Like all these other guys, like In the Clutch and all these other reactors that are popping out, that pop out every Monday. Oh my God. Oh, they're not getting paid either. How long are you gonna say yay until you say pay every week? Because I'm getting tired.
Are you sure they're not getting paid?
No, they're not. They're not. Like, it's been public record. In the Clutch is not getting paid by them. They ask to watch some watch along with some special, like, exceptions that they don't get copyrighted, but that's it. That because they use their same things that it's one hand washing the other. Let us watch your shit. Yeah, okay, we'll let you watch our shit without that much restrictions, but then we're gonna clip you and then use you to whenever we feel like it. But you don't get paid though. I'm like, okay. Like one podcaster, this woman that has like orange hair, I just found her. She's pretty funny. She came on another podcast and said, "Hey, I didn't get paid for that. I found out because I was just watching Raw live like everybody else, and then I saw it, and then I called my lawyer, and my lawyer investigated. Like, nope, you don't get paid for that. It's public. You did it on a public platform, so publicly they could just take it and use it for themselves." And I was telling D-Walk, what WWE is doing is what all other small podcasters are doing to try to get clickbait, taking other people's shit, putting it on their channel, and then making it and saying it's theirs. That's all they're doing. And it's fucking fucked up. But
nasty work.
Nasty work. But you know what's not nasty work? After this live, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about the life, the memory, the love of Mr. Chuck Norris with a brand new secret intro that these guys have not heard. Joe's going to do a nice little toe tapper. I want to say thank you, Mr. D-Walk, for apparently being Nikita Lyons. How I say this respectfully?
Lightning rod?
No, not lightning rod. I would say like a crunch bar. You look at it, you want it. So when you buy it, you accept it. So that's D-Walk. I like that. I can say another way, but Joe can say it like 6 different ways, but I'm not gonna let him say that.
She did like your funeral picture. I mean,
he She did like the little picture. She did, bro. It was you're like, yeah, what up? I'm like, okay, yeah, that's D-Walk.
Only motherfucker got a dapper picture from a funeral.
Donate, appreciate, because he's going to the heaven's gate. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Kane, tell them where they can find you. I'm pretty sure you'll pop up for the Chuck Norris thing, so they'll see you in 2 minutes.
Yo, Kane the story on everything except for X, the story of K. Or hold on, wait a minute.
Yes.
Kane the story turning heel. That's what it is.
Okay. Joe.
I'm easy. Joe BNCO at Linktree.
You are easy.
And you could find me at everything on the Linktree because that's all there.
All right.
Point and click, that's all it is.
Mr. D-Walk, get your hands out of your hands and look up.
Hey, about me, I'm real easy too. D-Walk 84 on Linktree.
Easy like Sunday morning.
Yeah. I am only easy to my girlfriend. You can find me on the P.U.W.F Wrestling channel, P.U.W.F Wrestling. Find me on Rico Reactions, Road to 5,000. I've been on hiatus. I've been doing work every day, not getting a day off for 2 weeks straight.
Tell me about it.
But I will also say shout out to the Wrestling Super and Friendos Network for giving us a chance to do the Evolve Effect. Shout out to the family, do your own thing. Shout out to everyone that For Real Terrell, TJ Wolfie, For Real Love, EOD 33 Wrestling Hub, Coach FCHW. Hear these thoughts. Not Lost
Misfit Nation.
Misfit Nation and the Kayfabe Cartel, they got their channel back. Go subscribe to the Misfit Nation, to Krishan the Dawn. Shout out to Tequila Lion. Shout out to Aaron Rourke. Shout out to Kendall Gray. Shout out to Shiloh Hill. Shout out to Wendy Chu. Shout out to just anyone that's a wrestler that loves wrestling. Stay healthy. Stay happy. If you want to see the Chuck Norris secret intro coming in soon, stay around the channel for the next 2 minutes. We got you. Bye.
Damn, Rican, where you found this? P.U.W.F exclusive. This is the podcast for unappreciated wrestling fans. If you don't like it, suck our D-Walk, Joe BNCO, and the Invisible Man.